Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy test progression. I just recently found out that I am pregnant with baby number 3, and I actually have kept up with all the tests this time. The first 2 pregnancies I kind of just tested like crazy and then tossed them and kept one of the fancy ones, but this time I really want to keep on top of it and keep up with pregnancy updates and everything. I really wish I would have done that with my first 2, because I'm forgetting details and I didn't journal or anything, and so I think this will be really nice to have for baby number 3 and to be able to look back and remember on everything. So my husband and I just recently started tracking my cycle again. Well, he didn't track, he didn't do anything, but I just recently started tracking my cycle again because I was weaning my second daughter. She was about 16 months old, and that's the same amount of time that I weaned my first daughter, and immediately I got pregnant with her after having tried for 9 months while still breastfeeding. Then I became pregnant as soon as I weaned her, so I realized that breastfeeding, I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant while I breastfed. So this time I wasn't worrying about it, and about a month before I fully stopped breastfeeding, I started tracking my cycle again, and then the second cycle I started tracking was the cycle that I fully weaned her. Ta-da, I'm pregnant again. With my cycle, I always ovulate whenever I do ovulate. I always ovulate really late in the cycle, and so I was worried that I wouldn't even ovulate or anything, but I started tracking just because I wanted to get a feel for my cycle and see when things were going on, and before we really started trying. And so I will show you when I got my first positive, and I will go from there. Okay, so for this cycle, my period started on the 5th and then ended on the 9th. And so then I ovulated on cycle day 24, which is, like I said, is really late. I felt like it was later than that. Maybe my writing is wrong. I don't know. But I ovulated on the 28th of April. And so I knew I wasn't going to get a positive test on 6 and 7, maybe even 8 DPO. But I just kind of wanted to start testing because it was something to do, you know. And so I tested, and there was, as you can see, nothing. And then on 8 DPO, I got I don't even know if you can see it. Where'd it go? Oh, no, I didn't get I didn't get it on 8 DPO. On 9 DPO, I got a super faint line. And it was even more faint than that on the day. Actually, I feel like these might have been switched because it looks more like that. Maybe my girl switched it. Okay. But so 9 DPO, I got a super faint line, and then I ran to the store. I have a video. I'll link it below, but I have a video of how I found out I was pregnant and all the tests I took to find out how that went. So I got my very first positive on 9 DPO, and I got quite a few negatives as well that day, like with digitals and that kind of thing. But the next day on 10 DPO is whenever I got positive digitals, and yeah, I feel like it was much darker than this. I think these ones switched. But yeah, 10 DPO, it got a little bit darker, and then 11, and then 12 DPO, it just continued to get darker and darker and darker. And then 16 DPO was, I didn't take a test today. I think it was the day before yesterday. What's the date on that? Today's day before yesterday. That was whenever I took the last one, because they were basically, I feel like, as dark as it's going to get with these cheap tests. But they did a really good job. These ones caught I got my very first positive with these tests. Even when First Response didn't give me a positive, I had a positive on my Easy at Home pregnancy test. So there is my progression. And I know that a lot of people might say that you need to test every other day. So every 48 hours, you can see it double. So because your HCG doubles every 48 hours. But every day, it's something to do every day. And when you're in early pregnancy, you need to wake up and like do something. And I'm like a chronic test taker, peer on our sticker. So it felt nice to take the test, and I had them, and I have a whole stack of them that came with the kit. So I'm not going to use them for a while. I hope anyway. Not saying I hope I don't get pregnant. I'm just saying that I hope I won't need them for a while, because this baby will be sticky. But, so as of tomorrow, I will be, like, according to my last period, I'll be 6 weeks. But I know that whenever I go in for that first ultrasound, they're going to bump me back a couple weeks, because they always do. And so I'm struggling with how I want to even bring it up to the doctor or the midwife that I see. If I just want to say I'm only like 3 weeks along because I ovulated super late. But I mean, I guess it's up to them ultimately how pregnant they say I am. But I just know they're going to bump me back a couple weeks. And that always kind of gets in your head whenever you go in and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm finally 8 weeks. And then they're like, no, you're 6 weeks. Sorry. But, yeah, hopefully everything goes smooth there. I went ahead and made my first midwife appointment. I'm really excited, because with my first two, I've birthed in different places in totally different ways with both of my first children. So this time, instead of seeing an OB, I will be seeing a group of midwives, and I'm really excited about it. My last birth, I attempted an all-natural delivery without medication. Not all-natural, vaginal. I attempted an all-natural birth without any medication, and I succeeded until 10 centimeters, which I didn't know I was 10 centimeters, and they gave me an epidural, and basically I had an epidural for pushing. And with my first birth, it was kind of like a textbook first birth. Like my water broke, I went in, and then whenever I was at 6 centimeters, I got the epidural. Then I had her it was 11 and a half hours worth of labor, and I had her. But, so this time I'm hoping to do it in a less hospitalized setting. I know it's still going to be in a hospital, which I think is really cool, because if there are any issues, I obviously want to be somewhere safe and prepared for that kind of thing. But I also want it to be low intervention and just as calm and as natural as possible. So I'm just really excited about that. I should be doing I don't know if I'm going to do a first trimester pregnancy update, or if I should do like a 6-week update. I'll figure it out. You'll see if I've got one. But that was my pregnancy test progression, and I am super, super excited for this baby number 3. I guess I could do like a bump. Nah, it's the end of the day. I'm not going to do a bump right now. I've had too much garbage I've eaten too much garbage today to do a bump. So, thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. I know this was a shorter video, but I just wanted to get the pregnancy line progression out there, because I have like looked at it more than at Facebook. I just loved looking at the lines and seeing them get darker. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you.